here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look up close to Brew as a 25. With,
so close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh! Thompson, he sees it FY, he's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary time for LGD, 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a head to this team fight. The LGD are involved, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This would be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they gave him the tome. He needed like 5 experience and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't they fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right? It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7, same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon discount Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X Blade Mail Call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
So it's all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the spike. It's going to be dispelled.
It's going to be dispelled. But it's
he's in the trees. They're on the high ground. They've got the vision with the Shiva's covered. Anna's on his way over. They've got the snowball down. There's the counterplay. Seb jumps in. He's able to find the call onto Chalice, but Chalice already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb pots the BKB. He'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. And Jarex as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these 4 spirits. On the bottom room, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jarex. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No-Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care, he's gonna throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will, as they get upon him. They find his life. 1 minute now without No-Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Anna, and Jarex. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jarex is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split of course up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Anna up in the skies. As this rack's on the top lane will fall, the melee rack's gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into their Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose their top racks, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to deward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
So Anna is on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to get the set. Oh, he's in. The call, the MP, the cannon, and FY's in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. But it's not enough. Chalice is down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis. Somnus looking to get involved. Pots the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. again for 90 seconds. There's now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. With a doppelganger to jump away from the snowball. The snowball over to Thompson, the self-fuels. FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of Notel. FY will fall. Arme looking towards Notel. Notel pops the hand of God, but Notel beaten down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the primal split off his Anna. He's been left behind in Thompson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jerax coming in, keeping Anna alive. Anna with a doppelganger. The deafening blast comes out onto the two of them. Anna trying to go in, looking for the kill. Can he find it in time onto Xnova? He's on top of him, trying to beat him down. Anna again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base. As Xnova will survive. Jerax back in, the combo, meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky. Bombs the Shiva's gone. He's on top of Jerax. Jerax is gone. Anna as well. Can he really fight back against the Somnus? And Xnova is so low. As the buyback for Jerax comes in, he's healing Anna back up. That buyback could set them up for the kill on Xnova. The cold snap down onto the charge, and they find him. Arme, he's out of mana. He's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded. OG, can they find the ball? They can! OG are still in the game. Arme buys back immediately. But now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without two of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god, that buyback from Jerax onto that shrine, being able to save Ana, but Ana also toying with them with that doppel. He sent the illusion. They thought that was the real one. They actually couldn't finish him off, even though they got the thirst vision of him for a second.
With the level 25 talent on the doppelganger, it's really hard to kill him.
Seb,
Yeah.
he's looking straight for the play. Can he find Somnus? He's hunting Somnus. He's there, Seb. He'll see him. Oh! Doesn't get the call though, and now Seb. He'll be ruptured. They're looking at him, but Anna, he's straight in on top of Somnus. Somnus puts the BKB. Anna again with the double guy. They see Cataclysm coming out. And Somnus still alive. Anna will be able to force him away. They've got the head. They've got the control. They're on top of him. Can they kill him in time? They can. Chalice gone for 2 minutes. And Seb, he's finding, looking for Arme. Big Daddy No-Tail gets the penitence out. Only onto the illusion though. Arme able to waveform up to the high ground. As Arme should be fine here.
Thompson's got the ghost strike. He's got Hex
maybe
up soon too.
Oh, the doppelganger Arme's over the trees. Can he hide his way out of this?
Back, the real one.
Goes for the waveform. Seb tries for the call, but he's already out of there. Nice play from Arme.
And he buys so much time too for his team there. The Brewmaster was dead for 120 seconds, now only 90.
Still a big window for OG. They're only without Jerax for the same amount of time. And that lead the PSG LGD had, it is going down a little bit. Only 4K, 5K at the moment with these last few fights. Obviously the 25s now coming out on OG. Thompson's into the pit.
What a timely DD coming out for him too. I don't think they expected to be taking out this match. He's almost able to solo it with the help of these summons. And that's a refresher. There's no way to get this. There's no way LGD can.
Oh, and the Seb level 25 too. That extra Berserker's Call AoE. It catches people out. They don't expect it.
It does not feel like OG Q-Rex that.
Yeah. The Berserker's Call now is, I mean, the AoE is
massive.
really massive now when you have that talent.
It's so hard to play against. Can PSG LGD do it? They've got the Basher now for Somnus. For just a 2K lead with those last big comeback plays from OG. Still 30 seconds without Chalice.
Double Hex coming out now. Thompson and these 5-second BKBs. Yeah, I mean, they were crushing with their BKBs.
Thompson's being spotted out.
He's got the vision. They're on top of him. Thompson, he's in trouble. The nullifier comes out, but he got the Ghost Walk off as well as the Hex in time. Now, Somnus turns out, the blood runs down. Thompson! He's dead for 100. Has got the buyback available. PSG LGD will certainly look to force it out of them.
FY just what a shadow blade. It just, yeah, as soon as they split up, he finds the perfect opportunity there on Thompson.
You got to be careful going out on the map when FY's alive. There's every chance in the world that he's going to be watching you from the trees.
And at this point, I think for Ame, it's actually going to be very worth it for him to actually just try and burn all the mana from the Phantom Lancer, so he can't doppelganger all the time. That's causing a huge issue in the team fights. And I see that Chalice is using his Dispel Magic every single cooldown on these Phantom Lancer illusions, but there's still way too many that are causing havoc to these teams.
It's too constant. Like that double cooldown being 3 seconds just allows him to always be able to play around a little bit around the brew. They don't really have this crazy AoE when you look at LGD's lineup. them to just clear out those illusions. It's really a lot based off them just trickling them down slowly with like the Shivas and the Radiants and knowing exactly which one it is.
Yep, he doesn't have the crit talent, but now he does have crit from that Bloodthorn coming out.
It's a lot of damage that Anna can offer to the fights now.
And Brewmaster without BKB, very vulnerable. Cold Snap, Bloodthorn, Berserker's Call. There's a lot of ways that they can prevent him from getting that ult.
He just commits it from the back, just to be careful.
Make sure that you can get it off and get some damage in onto the tier 3s. Anna's going to start to try and fight against these Primal Split Brewlings. He'll be able to find one of them. He has been silenced. He'll take down the Wind Panda 2 as well by the looks of it. There's only the Earth Panda prevails. Seb jumps and he gets the call onto the Panda, popping the BKB as well, so they won't kill the Brewlings off. They do force PSG LGD away long enough that Thompson does not have to expend his buyback. Thompson back in the game.
And then they're utilizing the PL very well too, by replicating him, sending illusions to get some extra damage on the tower. It's just one Rax left that's holding LGD away from Mega Creeps.
They're straight out. They're ready with the aggressive play. OG. Thompson, can he find a catch? He's close to having vision onto X-Nova.
Should be able to find X-Nova. He is stalking him. He got sights of him for a second. He was a bit far away though.
Oh, the tornado. It's got him. Thompson drops the combo down upon him. The stun comes out though. Oh, the counterplay. Jax is there though with the heal, the tether. Keeping Thompson alive with the Abyssal Blaze down. Candace here with the hand of God comes through. Thompson still alive, but Chalice gets the primal spit out. He's been stunned. Thompson, the cheese, he's fine. Thompson, he goes down. They get the kill onto the Evoker. No tail. Being chased by Arme. The bash is coming through, but the blade mail was already out from Seb. He tries to get the call off. The bash of the Cataclysm isn't enough to find the kills. Anna leading forward. The Bloodthorn onto FY. Gets the kill onto FY. FY bites back straight away. Anna looking at more Somnus again. The doppelganger. Arme on top of Thompson. Thompson being saved by Jax. Jax with the tether. Arme turns into General Demo. There's the call. Seb, he catches Arme. Arme dead for 2 minutes. The heck. They've got Somnus as well. Oh, gee. Double kill for Seb. The clutch buybacks coming into play. Nobody has a buyback available right now. As OG stand with 5 alive on the map, 100 seconds without the Morphling.
This Doppel talent is just destroying LGD. They have no way to actually find Ana. Like Ben said, the Brewmaster's constantly using the Dispel, but it's so hard to find the real PL amongst all these illusions in all this chaos of the fights with tornadoes and chaos meters and everything falling all over the place.
And look at this. The tier 3 tower falling. Anna frontlining it all. What's he scared of? The Blood Bride will come out. Chalice with the Shiva's Guard trying to initiate. But Anna, he's poking, prodding, beating down, and on the side, Thompson jumps in. Chalice gets in with the BKB with the call. Seb, he's got the disable on the Chalice. Do they have the damage? They got on top of the Chalice. He's into the snowball. FY buying time for him, but now he's vulnerable. He's gets Hex. He gets Bloodthorn. Chalice buys back. Straight back into the game. Anna trying to find his attention onto X-Nova. Chalice leading forward. The Tornado going to be off the market. Only catches out the Bloodseeker, but Seb, he's looking for the follow and jumps in. Gets the call. The BKB was out in time. The Bananas on top of it. Did they have the damage? Seb's got the blade on FY. With the snowball again. Thompson, Jax focusing the Rax. Thompson gets the Hex up onto X-Nova. Seb healed up by Jax. Anna still full health at the moment as the Brewlings are pushed back to the base. OG get the bottom melee Rax. As still 30 seconds to play without the Morphling in the game. They move towards the mid lane. OG, can they really get it all here? The mid rack's falling. They've taken a full second sets, 15 painful seconds for LGD.
They're gonna keep going. They want to claim their megas.
Another tier 3 falls. OG onto the final set of racks that LGD have left standing. Azana, he gets kicked back. He's separated from the team, but he has the double ganger. He's been ruptured. He needs help, but he needs it now. Jared in with the tap of the hand of God. Give it that double heal. The relocate as well. Jared gets him out. As OG will successfully disengage before that Morphling's back in, as they found both racks. Jerax will die for this one, almost certainly, as he looks to tether across, but the nullifies upon him. He has buyback though, and OG just took so much away from PSG LGD, as they only have a lone range rack standing on the top lane.
I can't believe it's going to this. There's only 3 racks left in this game, and one of those is range racks on the side of LGD. Buyback status. I saw X-Note was buyback. It was only like 600 or 700, yeah, which is crazy, but Jerax also kind of in that same net worth territory, looking at a very cheap buyback, but 2 in the game left. IO and the PO. PL is almost unkillable at this point. Like, even without the Wisp, it's still really difficult. With the Wisp, just don't even try.
We'll see this again. It's a save here from Jerax.
The control is just not there, and they don't have the way to kill all these illusions constantly. And of course, look at Jerax coming in, starts that relocate channel, and is able to get it off. No one gets the control on him.
Keeping it cool at the time that it means the most, but he's still able to crack a smile here in Game 4, the TIA Grand Finals. OG making a stand, now leading 9K advantage in net worth. LD able to join us.
I don't believe they actually have any force stabs inside Belgium. That's generally how you deal with a Scythe of Ice. And I think they can get a Scythe of Ice on the core, get a blink call, and that hero is likely dead without buyback at this point. So OG, I would say, definitely favored at this point of the game, especially with PL having buyback. LGD, they have a couple minutes to think about what they want to do before this next Roshan.
Yeah, they can't be totally reliant on FY just getting these perfect snowball saves, or even like I saw in the last fight too when it was down bottom, he even tried like Walrus kicking the IO away from when he was tethered from somebody else. They need to find some other ways to be able to save, in particular that Brewmaster, who is just time and time again is the most important hero, it does seem, for LGD.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they do with the BKB call. The snowball is the only thing, but they have Bloodthorns, they have Scythe of Ice for the Tusk, they have a lot of things available. Maybe Aeon Disc perhaps for Brewmaster. I'm not exactly sure what the best way for him to deal with it is. It looks like he is going for an Octarine perhaps for almost permanent.
The sentry's down there. They see Thompson, but Thompson, he's already quick with the play. The Tornado into EMP, Cold Snap as well, they've got the Hex, but there won't be any further jumping. They just poke at Arme.
They're trying to make space.
They got the Mega Creeps.
That's the distraction play right there.
Up against the Mega Creeps. PSG LGD, it's what stands between them and the championship title here in Game 4.
And they got it right before that wave, before that 59-minute mark too, so we already have the Mega Creep wave coming in, that momentum pushing onto LGD's side.
And you look at their lineup, can PSG LGD's heroes deal with the Mega Creeps? It's hard. They don't really have that sort of incredible D-push or AoE sort of hard hitters to deal with it.
That's kind of what they've been lacking in a lot of this game, right? That's what we've been talking about with the illusions with the PL. They've got ways to find them if it's, or ways to kill them if they find the exact one, but as for doing that, it's very tough when they don't have just the Dispel from Chalice.
And he does too much damage to ignore at this point with the Bloodthorn. And on top of that, Roshan is going to respawn in about 1 minute's time. LGD, I think their buybacks are going to cool down around that time, but I just don't think they can withstand this onslaught. They really want to be able to prevent this Roshan. It's super obvious when there's Mega Creeps. With Mega Creeps, that's the luxury that you have. You can just wait a couple of seconds. You know, the creeps will be hitting at your T4s if you wait.
As Ana commits forward, has no boots, but a full Eye of Scotty. 3,800 health now on this PL, who hasn't been dying for a very long time. Now he's got easier ways, easier kill opportunity, and much more survivability.
Yeah, he probably has like maybe 7,000, 8,000 HP effective with the Butterfly evasion and the heal, and overcharge, and the Hand of God is just way too much. And the lifesteal from Shen too, another ability.
OG is clearing out the pit. Very, very soon to be spawning Roshan, and PSG LGD are well aware.
Roshan's up. It looks like only OG knows.
Arme,
Yo,
Ana. He's losing. Actually, Arme's gonna get caught out by the Tornado though. They've opened up onto him. Arme trying to get on top of Ana. The BKB pop by Chalice. He'll get the ult out. No-Tail getting got out straight away by FY with the snowball. No-Tail's dead for 100. They'll get the Chen. Ana in the midst of it, trying to lock down onto FY. The rest of his team about to come over to get the Tornado. Out onto X over Seb. Looking for the cool control onto Arme. Has he got it? Arme getting stunned up by the cold snap, but he's able to wait for him up the high ground. Thompson blinks in. He gets the Hex out, but FY with the snowball save. They get the bash out. Soldiers will be able to find the IO, but they're fully low OGD. That Soldiers there for 2 minutes. They get Thompson. Thompson's there for 2 minutes. Only Ana. Ana, can he do it here? Is it half out? Lifetime as 3 dead now on LGD. No buyback. Simple fall. Ana kept alive off the back of that fight, as that very much looked like PSG LGD were able to tip OG over the edge, but that plus 100 Berserker score, you could see Seb as well being very careful with how he used it, keeping it to that opportune moment after any potential sort of Manta dodges have been done by Somna's Arme, and he gets the call.
9 doppelgangers used just in that area around the Ancients from the PL. Just the constant barrage of illusions giving that distraction to allow Seb to get that call off.
And that's another Roshan for OG.
These fights have to be so hectic for the players. There's like 30 PL.
There's just both sides. I mean, even the Enchantress is like taking a PL, and then the Morphling turns into PL.
I'm just impressed we haven't had any frame drops. You know?
It's true.
Azana. Down the middle lane.
Just walking down with a DD.
The tier 4s. Anna says he's done with this. He wants to end this game. The buyback will come out from FY. Anna. It's going to be snowballed. Anna. He's in. He's not got any backup on the way. FY will be able to get out with the invis, but this doppelganger. Just over and over again, meaning that Anna could just stand in. Now he's got the backup of Jerax. He gets Hex! Oh, he didn't expect it! He didn't expect the Hex, but he's still fine! Jerax had the Odis, but X-Nova into the snowball. They'll turn towards Jerax. The Hanagon coming out. Jerax has been nullified. They hit doppelganger once again. X-Nova. He will survive for now. But buybacks were forced out by that aggressive play from Anna. At the same time, Seb did buyback himself on the Axe. But LGD are back up as a full 5-man.
Jesus, this is insane.
I mean, I don't know, it's super safe there. I'm not exactly sure why Seb bought back, but I mean, he has Heart, he has Wiz behind him, he has Aegis, he has everything. His buyback.
And as you can see there, that is the big difference. There are 4 buybacks available on OG. Only 1 available for LGD.
All this momentum pushing in. And an Arcane Rune up top. If they give that to Ana, oh my god. Even more illusions, even more doppels.
Oh,
Let's go.
that is
2.1 second cooldown.
2.1 second cooldown.
Oh man.
Okay. Azana.
This is it.
He's ready to put it to use. Straight into the base he goes, doubling forward, he gets the jump onto X-Nova, the ghost set to keep an X-Nova fine for now. Anna looking to turn his commitment towards Arme. Thompson comes in with a deafening blast from the side, the EMP finishes X-Nova off. He's dead for 110, Seb, pops the BKB, looks for the cool control onto FY, but FY does get the snowball off in time. Arme looking on top of Jarrett, but Thompson turns, they get the Hex out onto him, he'll get himself back into the ball, the BKB's out in time as Arme cuts down Rojo with a wave 4, finds the kill. Anna looking to get on top of Arme, the BKB's about to wear off, the Mega Creep speeding down upon the engine of OG. Seb in again, the call on top of Arme. Arme dead for 2 minutes. A Chalice, BKB pop, and he's trying to commit, trying to deal with that. Anna being silenced by the blood right, but the ancient is falling. The Hex is out. They're going to be able to find themselves. Chalice 3 dead on LGD. OG hitting the ancient, Win 5. Win. John, FY, he's found himself no tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's no tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, he's not. There's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for no tail as Arme comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Jerax did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because of his rupture. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm missing ninjas here.
Gotta
Watch
be careful
Jerax.
who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax is going out on his own. He doesn't expect Arme to have this invis rune. As Arme will show himself, Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupture.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well, Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in, though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's just toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees, he's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is low at the end.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best-of-5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
N0tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Freaks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage with these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his champ, giving him the agony. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, full I've Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. Xnova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from N0tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that Xnova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. I mean, Xnova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, Xnova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his
slightly better.
He has
Here we go. Good luck, man.
5 seconds remaining.
Fired up.
We'll see if any of the
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Hey everybody, it all comes down to this. This is our last day of the BTS Pro Series Season 2 for SEA. We're starting it off strong with Boom Esports versus Fnatic.
10 seconds
I'm Basecamp,
remaining.
joined once again by Danog. It's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm looking forward to it as well. There's best of 3 in the lower bracket final, and then a best of 5 to end the day. Geek Fam awaiting the winner of this series between Fnatic and Boom. Fnatic in the lobby, they got the victory in the coin flip, and they chose to have first selection for Boom. They went Radiant, and they'll be taking second pick.
Yeah, so a little bit...
Fnatic's turn to ban.
I don't know if that's out of the ordinary. It does seem like when we were doing earlier in the week, first pick was the kind of the #1 priority for everybody, no matter what. And then it was kind of always this first pick Radiant split. I don't know over the course of the week if you've noticed that it's been any different in the games that you've been doing, or maybe team dependent.
10 seconds
I wouldn't say it's a
remaining
trend,
to
but there were a
battle.
couple of times where a team had first priority and they went for Dire to start with, which I thought was a little weird, but
Turn to battle.
I think it was GeekFem actually, and they went in when they wanted to have a real bit more of a hyper carry, something that could farm Ancients a bit more effectively, and that is one of the that Dire gets, but
See you later, nerds.
it's pretty rare that the enemy team is going to select Dire as the priority, right? So you generally just get it by default. It's just wanting to make absolute certainty. But
10
one thing that I was a little bit mindful of with Fnatic in choosing the
5
first
seconds
selection,
remaining.
obviously you get the first pick of the actual draft, but you give up 2 teams straight afterwards. And I was wondering, have they done their scouting out with Boom Esports? Because with this Mirana that they've correctly banned out, in my opinion, they pick it nearly every time with the Ursa and the Witch Doctor. So we will see if that impacts on Boom's thoughts of, well, now we can't actually run this strat anymore. They haven't banned out the Witch Doctor or the Ursa, so we'll see if they think it's strong enough to have that sort of opening. But it wouldn't surprise me if Fnatic opened with the Jabs Witch Doctor either.
Yeah, I do really like as we get further into these events and you start to get a little bit more intel on the teams and you see them play more games, that you start getting a little bit more targeted with the bans. And I think that's good as well, because it does feel like this meta currently is pretty well figured out for the most part. We're definitely all looking forward to the new patch. But we can even start to get to the point now, as we're getting later into the tournament and on the final day, that you know what the other team wants. So should be able to get rid of a good chunk of it. And I think both teams have done a good job on the bans here. Are there any notable omissions for your mind?
Well, Fnatic really never play the Bat Rider, which is a little surprising because it does feel like an Ice style hero, but they've let that one through. Same thing with the Beastmaster as well. Those tend to be the heroes that they just almost never pick, but they always ban. But I feel like they've done their homework against Boom, and, well, let it through, and we'll see how they're able to go up against it. Until it's level 6 on the Ursa, you're definitely going to have at least a couple of problems with Bat.
Yeah, that's true. The Bat Rider is going to be annoying, and interesting that the Witch Doctor just gets kind of completely, not the Witch Doctor, Beastmaster just gets completely ignored, right, up until this point. That hero is still wreaking absolute havoc on pubs currently. I think it's like top 5 pick rate, and then like even then has a 60% win rate. It's kind of ridiculous, but different priorities here. Very strong laners across the board.
Maybe with Boom, just thinking that, right, we've been able to get rid of Ice's Tree and Protector, so we don't really need to worry about it quite as much. And obviously feeling the need to go into the basic Dispel there, just so that the Bat Rider lane isn't a complete sacrifice.
Yeah, they need to kind of get something. And they've already picked, more than likely, their carry, so they don't really have that option anymore of being like, okay, let's get the Slark or the Phantom Lancer or the Jug or something to answer back here. So I like this Oracle. It does, I think, automatically make your lanes overall a little weaker. I have not seen the Oracle be insanely successful necessarily this patch, but a necessity in this situation, right?
Yeah, I feel like Ursa Oracle isn't the worst lane though, right? Like once you get up onto that level 3, the Purifying Flames is able to deal out some decent burst damage, and then combined together with the Ursa, of course, you can occasionally find some pickoffs.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I think their lane is still going to be okay, but Oracle is definitely a weaker laning support than your Witch Doctor or your Bane or your whatever else has been getting played quite a lot recently. Even the Lich, which seems to have fallen off a little bit. I think it's still reasonably popular in pubs, but I don't really see a whole lot of it in competitive games. He does kind of feel like he's just a lane-only hero in a lot of ways. And I think
slipped its way through as the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
Surprised about it. Something that Fnatic plays with high priority for both Ice as well as Moon. I guess being mindful of not wanting to come up against this Bat Rider who can just, fly straight away.
Wow. The Beastmaster gets all the way through to the second phase.
And they've already banned out the Chen, they've banned out the Enchantress, so they don't have to worry about having to go into this Wild Axes build either. Can start to build up to harass against the Ursa, and slight beginning of an outdraft coming here from Boom, being able to slip that one through. And I mean, this be something like a Batrider mid, or could they even be throwing it to Hyde as the support?
In theory, they got a lot of good stuff so far with the draft. No complaints really. I'm now looking at this and being like, is there any world where Fnatic would think of picking a Baden? Are we just going to look at some kind of hard to spell hero to come through? Though
Even LC's all right.
Yeah, LC could also be pretty good here. You've got I've got the Oracle as well, so you should be able to guarantee that you never really lose a duel or hand away too much damage. So that's pretty good, but yeah, Fnatic already digging pretty deep into their reserve time here, and do need to make up their minds. Just gonna go for the Bounty Hunter. So again, kind of not the strongest in the lanes really for Fnatic, but certainly can be really nice. Boom are representing a lot of skirmishing and a lot of fights, so if you get a lot of trades going, maybe that's where the Bounty Hunter is going to look good.
And it's hard to say where exactly this Bounty Hunter is going to go, right? I feel like both DJ and Ice are perfectly capable for it, but it's not that big team fight changing hero that DJ tends to prefer for himself. And wow, Naga Siren, I'm really liking this draft from Boom. Like, how are you going to be able to deal with all this push? You don't have an insane amount of lockdown for all of these illusions, at least pre-Ursa Battle Fury, but I think their strategy is just try and overwhelm them before Factor.
Yeah, I like that they've taken kind of a different angle here with the Naga, right? There's already a lot represented. There's like, okay, you want the spells because you're playing against our Batrider and our Beastmaster, but also we're looking at your lineup and we don't see a whole lot of AoE just yet. We're not seeing a Pango, we're not seeing a Leshrac, anything like this. So they throw the Naga in the works, and Fnatic do fire back with the Storm Spirit. Seems like a decent response here, all things considered. There's not the craziest amount of lockdown, and it does give you some pretty crucial AoE they need.
Absolutely. I think it works perfectly fine. A little surprising because Fnatic do tend to give
10 seconds
last hero a lot of the time, but let's go around. They're going to leave that last bands to come through. You would think that it's the Boom mid laner for Poto that has got left here, so some potential for some counter picks. I mean, Ember Spirit still worked his way all the way through this draft, but probably not the strongest against the Ursa. The Storm Spirit is not fantastic.
Yeah. Tidehunter is the ban. I have not seen that hero look good at all. Please, Ice Frog, if you are listening, give my Watermelon Man some buffs in the next patch, because I think he needs some help.
10 seconds remaining.
Or C for it, like just reduces ultimate cooldown, or just something a little more exciting, maybe with the Kraken Shell.
Yeah, I could definitely see them going the route of changing what is ostensibly, well, it's a boring passive, but I feel like it's also an important part of Tidehunter, right? Not even so much the damage block, but the dispel portion of Kraken Shell. So maybe they do something and keep the dispel part, take away some of the damage block, and then give it something new and kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but it does feel like he needs something. He's just kind of out of the meta, and maybe they are just going to try and shift the meta a lot in the next patch. We are expecting all the general changes and economy changes, so maybe it's just a problem of, hey, it's not a good patch for long cooldown ultis and like big team fighters, and maybe he'll come back that way, but
not quite the patch for long cooldown ultis. And Fnatic, I feel like, they've got a Storm Spirit, but you never really want to be starting a fight as Storm Spirit most of the time. You just want him to be coming in as a secondary. So I'm thinking maybe something like throw Ice on the Bounty Hunter and maybe go a DJ Tiny to kind of round this out. If you get a Blink Initiation in, you can get that crucial early lockdown that you need to get the burst on to the Naga Siren, or honestly any of their heroes is going to turn the team fight much more strongly in the favor of Fnatic. Yeah,
I really want to see Ice on the Bounty Hunter here, and then hopefully see DJ on like Earth Spirit or the Tiny that you're talking about, one of these heroes that can provide the initiation. They're a little tanky, they can roam. but Ember is going to be the grab here for Fnatic. So what are they doing now? I feel like it kind of, I guess it could be Ember position 4, but
Yeah, DJ plays it.
yeah. Do you feel like it's good here?
Not as good as, you know, some of those other teamfight initiators that we would think. Tiny,
Yeah.
not even so much just for that initial, you know, Avatos combo, even just for the toss, right? To get someone out of position to make sure that Ursa doesn't need to use all of his movement abilities at the very start of the teamfight. I feel like you're going to need them as an absolute necessity if you're going to try and win this. But I suppose Ember gives an okay amount of lockdown with the Searing Chains.
I'm just worried about how much Fnatic are going to be able to do in those crucial early stages of the game. Because at the moment it looks like Beastmaster is going to have a pretty good time, guaranteed. And a Beastmaster with a good start just seems to really take over the game to a pretty ridiculous extent. I mean, Fnatic maybe they're going to have some fighting potential ready to go with the Storm and the Ember and maybe even the Ursa a little bit if he isn't playing too greedily, but I'm just kind of picturing the Beastmaster taking all of the tier 1 towers before 15 or so and just there being no response from Fnatic because their lineup is not equipped to trade buildings at all either, right? They do not have a fast pushing hero at all. And boom, gonna wrap this up with a silencer, more team fight, more annoying laning, and could this even just be, is this a core silencer coming in? Or
I feel like it's a mid silencer.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea here. It feels like a totally playable like position for Batrider kind of a game.
Yep.
And Bat Silencer is like a classic combo, right? I don't know when the last time I saw this was, but definitely a little bit of a blast from the past. Used to be a big thing at TI a lot of the time.
It's going to be super effective against the 23 Savage Ursa as well, right? Because the Ursas these days, they really don't want to build into a BKB super early on. They've got that Enrage that acts as, you know, a decent enough dispel. But silencers are often forgot about with all this, so it might put a lot more pressure onto whether it be DJ, who is playing the Bounty Hunter, so something a little different again, or Ice to build something up like a Lotus Orb just for Savage.
Yeah, the ulti is not going to be the kind of get out of jail free card that it normally would.
You know what's cooking.
I guess we can always. I always like talking about this, but it's always such a pie in the sky thing. Is the Oracle predicting that the global silence is going to come, so he starts channeling the spell on himself. Yeah. It always kind of reminds me as well of like when the masks drop down in front of you, make sure that you put on your own mask before you assist anyone else. Like you've got to dispel your own global silence first so you can save somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it very rarely happens, even though we talk about it every single. So, Downdog, I have to ask, coming into this lower bracket final, having seen the draft for game number 1, who you got?
Game number 1 is Booms, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. I feel kind of hard pressed to disagree. It does feel like
at the end of the day, it comes down to execution as well, right? So you can win the draft all you want. I feel like in this series against Geek Fam the other day, Boom outdrafted them in game number 3, but they ended up losing 25-4 anyway. So it's like, you know, it does come down to those key timings, those key moments. And I think one thing that Fnatic really have going for them now with how they've selected their players to play this is that DJ is going the Bounty Hunter. So I know we were feeling a little bit more strong with Ice playing it in the lane, but now that you've got this silencer, you're just going to win the mid lane 99% of the time, unless you're harassed. And I don't feel like, Ember Spirit is the one that you'd be getting your time's worth if you were making that rotation. Whereas with the Bounty Hunter, it feels a lot more viable.
Yeah, looking at it now, I also feel like they kind of need this. Oh, all right. We kind of need this core Ember this game to be able to get the levels and like get the points up in the Flame Guard and kind of be able to deal with the Naga Siren illusions, at least initially. I feel like later on that responsibility is kind of going to fall to the Storm Spirit a little bit more, but I think the worry with the position for Ember is always that you're just not really ever getting into the Flame Guard all that much. It's often just pumping up the slight chains.
The battle
I don't mind this adjustment. We'll have to see what DJ is able to accomplish in the like early game as the position for Bounty Hunter. Maybe this silencer pick is actually going to be a really big boon for him, because it is, like you were just saying, a very gankable hero on the mid lane. So could maybe get some timely rotations over there.
Yeah. I mean, Makoto's such a strong mid laner, so that, of course, Moon is as well, but if he doesn't come out with a pretty convincing victory here with the silencer, that's a big win for Fnatic.
Yeah, do you feel like this pick is mostly for the lane, or are we also looking at kind of thinking about this in a game-oriented sense as well?
Well, I feel like with their style of drafts, you need to have that strong early game to be able to transition to taking towers, because they do have that potential, right? They've got the Beastmaster, they're going to be able to leave FBZ on his own.
See you later, nerds.
He's getting harassed up a little bit, but he'll be fine. And yeah, I think you need to create that extra little bit of space for Dreamer Cell, because of course a Naga Siren, as the game progresses on, is just going to become a different beast altogether.
Yeah, do you feel like Naga late game here is just going to be the be-all end-all, or is there also, does he have Storm to contend with? I guess it's Storm to contend with, but there's also like a Roar and the Silence and all this other stuff, so...
Yeah, I feel like Naga's going to reach this critical mass, and then you're going to have about a 5-10 minute window where you need to end the game, because if the Storm Spirit's able to get up to, you know, level 25, for example, then you do have that comeback potential in hand, and if you're getting to that point, you might even be able to afford a Hex or something along those lines.
Yeah. Lane bottom is pretty pushed up, so SSS can be pretty happy with that. I think DJ might just go dodge this experience for the time being and try and give the Ember a couple more levels, at least initially. It does seem like that's the plan for now. Seemed like he was also tossing up going over to block the small camp, but for now seems content to just hang around in the lane. Moon dropping pretty low at mid, and looks like he should be okay. Doesn't need to even pop the Fairy Fire, but starting to see a little bit of how this mid lane is going to look for the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, instantly, as soon as Makoto hit level 3, he was like, right, harass time. And too much that Moon could do about it. He's forced to go back to the jungle already at 2 minutes in.
At least he is a Storm. He can always kind of jungle up, and that's the one difference between them, is that...
Oh, look at DJ. He's been able to...
he found them. He's done it. He's got one. Unfortunately, the other one's going to get away, it looks like, but... He borrowed his way all the way in there just to get the one courier snipe.
Got him. I mean, he got the value one too. It's drink cells.
Yeah, very nice. So cute. Still just trying to zone out. Ice a little bit up here. Hyde looking for a quick stack. I don't think he can get both. He's trying, but oh, he misses. Okay, because he tried to get both, he gets neither. So there you go. That's life sometimes. Just a lot of jungling from Moon. No early point in the Vortex or anything. You can really look at his skill build and just see that he is not planning on playing the lane really all that much. I don't even know how much he's planning on playing the early to mid game. He needs to have his sights set on sort of the later stages and being equipped to deal with the Naga Siren further down the line. So I think this is a decent approach. Ice is Dragon Waves, but
see you later, nerds.
this keeps on, and that's 6
nerds.
stacks. Alright, gonna go for the TP out now, but still tanks a bunch of damage. And what is DJ up to? He's got level 2, just chilling out in the river near the top of Rune Curve.
Yeah, it's something Fnatic does really well, is secure the rune for their cores, but obviously, boom, they're 2. That Moon isn't going to be able to refill that bottle, and Makoto, we can see an early experience lead starting to go his way.
Yeah, he is slightly ahead. Does seem like Moon going to bring it back a little bit with these 2 range creeps under the tower, but yeah, it's doing quite well. 19-7 against the 27-3, but not necessarily super representative. Moon has been jungling quite a bit, and if he's gotten, cleared any golems or any little satyrs, then a little bit inflated. Mikoto getting harassed out here. DJ with a little bit of body blocking going on with the illusions. It's a cute play, but overall, I don't think it'd be all that big a deal.
It's been doing real well as well. Ice is getting dived a little bit here, but he should be okay.
Do you feel like there's... Do you want to see a point in the ensnare here for Dreamcell? Or do you just go full greed? 5 minutes coming up. 23 Savage taking quite a bit of damage here. Needs to be careful. FBZ still chasing. They are getting a little bit of a turnaround. Beast match is still pretty tanky, and Hyde just going to keep on fighting. Does have a salve, but just going to get nuked down, and that's your first blood. 23 Savage with the Grand Theft Bounty Rune. Needs to be careful not to get finished off here by the Witch Doctor. So it does seem like he's going to get run down. He's got some stick charges. Actually, they end up losing Kescute elsewhere. That's 3 dead across the map for Fnatic. I don't know what happened to the Batrider at mid, but he is dead.
Yeah, Ice venturing towards there, not even securing anything like a power rune just yet. So nicely done by Fnatic. The out execution is starting to come into play. And I mean, have we mentioned the fact that it's Hyde playing the Witch Doctor and it's Kescute on the Batrider? Something a little bit different for them, the position 5 bat. I know typically you would just switch around the laning stage that you wanted, right? Just try and toss the Iron in with the Witch Doctor up on the top side, make sure that that purge coming through from the Fortune's End isn't really going to be doing anything, but they opted to change their heroes entirely.
Yeah, I guess maybe just like a comfort thing. I do think there are fairly significant differences between playing... They've gone on a little bit here. They do have a silence. They do have that point in the pull. Moon gonna keep on going for this. Go to almost dead, gonna keep on fighting. Can they at least get the turnaround kill? Does seem like Kescute's gonna grab it. DJ looking for a little more. That regen rune actually getting popped at the end, unfortunately.
In the grave?
Yeah. But, alright, so a bit of a trade at mid. Mid laner for mid laner going down. We did also have a TP coming in from Jabs. But going back to your point that you were talking about earlier, I think there's just maybe there's something to be said about your lane synergy as well. Kind of keeping people together in terms of familiarity that way. So I don't think this is too bad. Witch Doctor doesn't scale ridiculously with farm necessarily, but could also end up being that they are just going to try and give the farm priority to the Batrider and get a Blink Dagger going. Regardless. 23 Savage making a go on FBZ, and that is going to be a quick kill. Hyde, can he find the turnaround? Seems like he should be able to. The boar is still helping out. So doesn't end up being too bad of a trade in the end for Boom. But still trailing on the kill score.
It's pretty evident the way that Boom have gone about this. I know the laning stage obviously not going in their favor, but this is a Dreamcell hard carry game. You've got this stack that's actually been scouted out by Moon. Really great presence of mind to get this here. You'll even see the one up on the dry camp area if he continues to explore up here. So that's going to slow down this Naga a fair amount.
Yeah, this is really nice. They get a Royal Jelly, so I'm going to be very happy with that. Now, Hyde just getting gone on. Does seem like he might just be a free kill. Makoto's running over to try and help, but too little too late. And yeah, Moon now scouting out these couple little stacks here. Dire scan revealing the position up.
Roar though.
Oh, they got the Roar. Okay, tried to TP out, but it doesn't seem like he's going to escape here, and that will be our first +2 for Makoto.
Okay, I'd say it's still a pretty strong win for Moon. You know, you force FBZ now to rotate through here because you can't let that Storm Spirit have even 10 seconds of time to try and clear out, hoping to grab for your team. Well, it was a Roar expended as well, so maybe we'll start to see some pressure start to come out from Fnatic's side.
We've got the little lane swap happening for the carries. 23 Savage comes down bottom, takes a few swipes at Dreamcell. He decides that he's had enough of that lane, comes up top. So it does seem like we're going to have a little bit of a tower trade going on. And honestly, tower trade seems fine for Fnatic. Like I said, I didn't really feel super confident about their ability. Oh, decent stuns on Ice. Global also going to get popped. He TP'd up here to try and hold on to the tower a little longer. It seems like he might just be dead. Jumps to bottom. Maledict's still getting absorbed by the Flame Guard. And they do actually take down the Batrider at bottom at the same time. Maybe not that bad of a TP coming through. And that just ends up being a trade. But like I was about to say, trade seems fine for Fnatic.
Yeah, they'd be totally fine with this. They haven't popped the glyph just yet on Boom's side, so hopefully they can protect their tower for their sake.
Radiant's courier.
wanting to maintain some form of map control. And I mean, that's the thing with the position 5 Batrunner, right? He's got the Tranquil Boots and a couple of branches and some support items as well. But typically you shouldn't be able to just get outrun by a Ursa Warrior when you've got that Global Silence up and the Firefly pop too.
Yeah. 23 Savage is having to sort of change up his build a little bit here. He's got the BKB queued up before the Battle Fury, so open as an option. Yeah, DJ looking very dead currently. Just gonna lock him down with the Centaur Stomp. There's a 4-man kill, bringing him down. Didn't quite have the level 6 just yet. Got some good levels mid, while Moon has just been kind of heading through the jungle and working on his Kaya. But Dreamcell still that #1 on the net worth and just working on the Manta currently.
7 Dreamcell farming the same Ancient camp.
Yep, everybody wants the Ancients. They're a very limited and almost extinct commodity at this point. FBZ with another Roar that he's looking to use. They come down, they spotted Ice. There's the Roar, still pretty tanky. He is on the edge, he treads, getting knocked back. Chain Stun still going. He's gonna get saved here by Jab's Hide. Almost brought down Moon. Gotta be careful with these silences. Makoto still stacking it up on him. Dreamcell running over. Perhaps. No, Moon's still just juking. Makoto gonna walk right past and keep on going on the other side of the fight where they bring down Jab. 23 Savage hops back in, he pops the ultimate, but he immediately gets netted down. Dreamcell just gonna keep on going on him. They managed to grab the real one. Dreamcell now getting chased. 23 Savage finding the turnaround. Where's the help? Makoto and Kezki went chasing after DJ, it looks like. And that does get it. 23 Savage is going to be just fine. The Global Silence finally coming out. But who's it actually for? They will bring down the Storm finally. Moon finally chased. But Kezki will end up losing his life. And 23 Savage survives. Might even be able to grab this Centaur. Alright, not quite able to grab it.
To be able to grab Hide though.
Yeah, it's going to be another little track kill. Some nice gold coming the way of Fnatic here. They can just finish it off as they can. Makoto putting good damage onto Ice. Who does seem like he's just completely dead. Yeah.
Still going. They found DJ again, but no detection.
Okay, alright, that's the end of that. So where did that even start? Hyde died, Kezcute got a ward, Dreamcell kills Jabs, Moon kills FBZ, 23 Savage kills... So I guess that's what dragged them away, was Moon going back in onto FBZ. And then 23 Savage kills Dreamcell, everyone kills Moon, Ice kills Kezcute, Ice kills Hyde, and at the very end, Makoto kills Ice. So... just a completely ridiculous team fight, and now all of a sudden we're up to 19 kills in 12 minutes.
It feels like a game of Cluedo, you know, like everyone's got a different target.
Yeah, who killed who. I don't even know what the final tally was, but right now Fnatic holding on to a little bit of a network lead, a little bit of an experience lead, but both of them seemingly taking a bit of an uptick. And it does even seem like it might have been like a 4-for-4 or something at the end of the day.
It was a 4-for-3 in Fnatic's favor, so they were able to grab it. And Ice did the lion's share of the damage coming through. Of course, with all those kills, that Urn of Shadows is going to be popping off.
Yeah, he's actually doing really well for himself so far. Did opt for the Flame Guard absorption, so really difficult for Boom's team to really get rid of this game, and that means he's just going to be up in their faces. And I think it has to be said that Fnatic have gotten insanely lucky with their tier 1 neutral items. The Storm has a Jelly and an Arcane Ring, and the Ember's got a Faded Brooch as well.
He even had an Arcane Rune in the middle of that team fight, so...
yeah.
Getting some luck here in Fnatic, and luck tends to find them, that's for sure.
And they're able to just keep on playing on Boom's side of the map. FBZ not able to really start making these plays on the mid tier 1 or the bottom tier 1, since things are really just getting held onto over here. Does seem like Jabs might be brought down, does get caught up by the lasso. Death Ward gets popped, and that will just be a fast kill. But Fnatic, I think they're totally fine with continuing to just play down here. This is a pretty long TP. Centaur stop. I don't know where he was going, but it wasn't a 3-second, and he is going to get caught out. Brought down.
See you later, nerds.
Unfortunate. I mean, given all the space that you've been able to create with this early game, I thought, well, they popped a lot just to kill this position 5 Oracle, but to be able to get both the Storm Spirit and your hard support, it'd be a win for Boom, and slowly starting to build into a stronger and stronger style. Is gonna maybe have the about to say wouldn't actually be able to get the Manta style recipe delivered. He had a full backpack, but it's edging closer and closer to that ultimate orb, only 800 gold away. And that's when this pressure is really going to start pushing out onto the Fnatic lanes. They can't take those heavy team fights because you're just going to lose a lot more map control during the case.
So are we thinking Diffusal next for the Naga, or are we going the like just full tank up your illusions build? I have seen like Manta straight into Scotty as a thing. So.
I don't mind the Diffusal, right? Because they've got a decent amount of lockdown with the Batrider, of course, with the Roar, and the silence coming through from the silence. So not even just the global, but just the last work, right? You can often proc that off against some of these more elusive Fnatic heroes and catch them out.
Savage getting going on. It's going to pop the Enrage pretty much immediately. Doesn't want to tank the silence. And gonna look for the TP out here. Looks like he should be okay. And now Fnatic actually making a rotation down here, looking for a little bit of a fight perhaps. DJ gonna go scouting on the front lines, throws out his first track, is gonna get dusted. Can they get any kind of a turnaround on him? They're sending the Centaur forward, but FPZ ready with the Roar. Can they get the jump onto Moon? Jumps backwards as the global comes out. Nicely done. Fnatic looking to kite this fight. Can they keep Ice locked down? That's got to be the question. They've got the lasso onto the Oracle, so he can't go for the save. Jab's in danger. The right clicks from Makoto. It's already a double kill. They get the 1 second stun and now make it a triple. Silencer cleaning house, now up to 14 stolen intelligence. And just not Fnatic's fight to take at the end of the day.
Yeah, +6 that team fight from Makoto, and he's more than happy to grab it as well. You just think about the scalability of all of these heroes during the team fights. Of course, you've always got the track on Fnatic's side, but if you're not getting the kills, it's not doing all that much for you.
Yeah, and I would feel less bad about that if it wasn't also the Storm Spirit dying. They are making a lot of room for Savage to farm, and he has been able to get to his full Battle Fury without being pressured into the BKB or anything, so his game is looking good, but I'm starting to wonder a little bit about the ability of the Ursa to maybe carry out this game. We'll just have to see. Fnatic looking to make a play into the Roshan pit. There is a Naga illusion over here scouting, and does seem like they're going to get pushed back pretty quickly. Just hoping to see what was going on, maybe force some rotations if possible.
Nice game sense from Dreamer Cell, and well, called it out. The Scotty is the next thing that's going to be coming up for him, just wanting a bit more of that sustain, be a bit more of that hyper carry, and saying, well, I'll probably be able to get there a little bit faster than you, Savage, but if he gets caught out by this gank that's roaming through Hyde, he's going to be around to pop the smoke.
Yep, jump in. Hyde going to be the immediate target. Dreamer Cell not even thinking about popping the song to try and save him, just knows that he's dead. I do like the Scotty here because I feel like his illusions are going to do a lot if they just survive. And you know that Ice is 100% going to get the Flame Guard DPS and just like run at your illusion stack every single fight, especially with his BKB. So I like the idea here of just, all right, let's just get the Scotty, let's kite the Ursa around a little bit, let's keep my illusions alive through the fight. I go from there.
Oh, that's a little bit of a yikes on Fnatic. Both DJ and Ice have the urn.
Oh, interesting.
Is never good.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising. Maybe not the best communication there between the two of them. But I have to imagine that Ice got it first, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's had it for quite some time, but DJ maybe just autopiloting to it a little bit. Is there that much incentive to get a vessel this game? Really?
Not
really.
See you later,
right?
nerds. See you later, nerds. See you later, nerds.
I mean, we've seen that Ice has been able to do a ton of damage just with an urn, right? And you know, it's got some decent stats as well. The mana regen allows you to just stay out on the map for that little bit longer. He's going into the BKB next, so it's clear that he wants to be team fighting fairly frequently.
It does seem like Fnatic are just going for a big kind of multi-BKB timing. I don't know if they're feeling pressured by the Naga Siren continuing to find good farm. I guess realistically they're going to just have to get BKBs at some point this game, and maybe they can use the BKBs to win a fight and then they can secure the Roche or something and then continue their plan from there. As we say that, 23 Savage is already back in the pit, back up to his old tricks, and
wait for it.
Well, they're not even waiting for those BKBs either to go for the Roche. They're like, well, you've used a bunch of ultimates just to kill us previously. Let's try and make something happen now. 25 seconds on the global. And you'd feel that Makoto is just trying to perhaps finish up this ancient camp. It's reached the 17-minute mark, so having that extra tier 2 item might be the difference.
Scanned it out. Man,
clumsy net. That's pretty handy.
That is pretty useful. Man, the spray looks so strange on the Roshan cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, ISSI, say farewell, my friend. That is so much damage coming through from Makoto. Give him your +2. He goes right back to farming. Just not a place that he could really be. DJ checking things out. Kez queued. He's got the blink queued up, but it does seem like it's a little bit far away currently.
Dire's structures are fortified.
In general, Boom seem to just be going for tools to kind of kite the Ursa around. Like the Beastmaster is going for a Force Staff. The Silencer already has a Force Staff, and even beyond that, FBZ has the Halberd queued up next after the Force Staff. So I think he's identifying that his role in this game is really just kite around the Ursa. Even Force Staffs feel kind of useful kiting around Storm Spirit, right? He's going to jump in and pull somebody. If you double force someone to your team, Moon does not want to invest that much mana. Actually going for the kill on Kezcute here. Really nicely done. It's good damage. A lot of mana though. Can he get out of here? Jumps up on top of the cliff. There's a ward there, my friend, and he's going to be very dead. That's another +2 for Makoto.
That's the kill for Makoto, and yeah, Moon Storm Spirit, despite having a great early game against that Silencer in mid, has just coughed away some of his lead, and talked about that snowball potential. 18 permanent agi, and those BKB timings by Fnatic are going to perhaps even be negated by this one coming out in the next 400 gold from Boom. They want Tower 2, they're going to open up the Roshan potential for themselves.
I'm not really feeling like Fnatic have made amazing use of taking first pick here, right, and having the responses to more heroes overall. The last pick of the Silencer has really turned out to be pretty backbreaking. Moon is not having a very fun time. Up top, net onto Ice Sight. This is big damage. Dreaming Soul with the solo kill. All right, that is not what you want to see if you are a Fnatic fan in this spot. And now the net worth lead. We've just been moving up and up and up all the time. Experience, net worth, everything going Boom's way currently. And even the win probability swinging up pretty heavily. They find DJ down bot with a dust. Big zip in from Moon, trying to help out. Gotta be careful, the global is available. Here we go, and the roar. Trouble for Moon, trouble for DJ, trouble for Fnatic. 3 of them dead across the map. And Hyde even picking up the double for himself there.
Misplay there coming again from Moon. He just jumped in right on top of the bounty hunter who was getting gone on, and that cask secured the kill.
Yeah, I feel like Moon is getting a little antsy, or maybe Fnatic have decided that the way that they seem to be going about this is, okay, 23 Savage, we just want you to go and like AFK hard farm as much as you can and try and be kind of our 1v5 hero this game, and we're just going to make space on everybody else. But I don't know if that's really going to work for them against the Naga Siren and against the kind of lineup that Boom have, as they go in, they secure the Roach, they've got the Aegis on the Silencer, and the game just starting to look better and better for them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they're for the same strategy, but they're executing it better, right? Even just realizing, look, Naga Siren's probably not going to die. It's already got the Manta Star, level 16, Ultimate Orb, and 1200 or so gold away, so they needed to give the Aegis over to Makoto, who's going to be playing in a lot more of this aggressive role on the front lines. Got this siege creep.
Yeah, they're just going to keep the pressure up top, and what are Fnatic doing in the meantime? 23 Savage trying to put some pressure on the mid tower, but the glyph comes out. Now the TP coming top. Maybe they'll be able to get the deny. Savage cleaning this up pretty quickly, but Catapult does finish it off, and Boom just retreating as a unit. Jab's coming down here, trying to get a little bit of a D-ward going on this high ground, but it's already, that ward's already timed out. Just wanting to make sure that whoever plays down here is that little bit safer.
Kodo comes down, he's looking to accelerate his own farm, going into the Dragon Lance afterwards. Of course, good combination with his 4-star that he's got there, and just looking to provide himself with a little bit more beef so he can stand in the middle of these team fights and start to use that permanent agi that he's stolen. Sorry, permanent intelligence.
Yeah. He did opt for the +2 int steal as well, so if he finds anybody in these upcoming fights, they are not going to be very happy. And for Fnatic, I feel like the only real timing that they have anytime soon is just about to be up. They've got a BKB on the Ember, they've got a BKB on the Ursa, and they're 400 gold away from a BKB on this Storm Spirit. Maybe they can wait out the Aegis after that. That would just be another 3 minutes, but if the triple BKB is not enough to win a fight, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. 3 minutes is a very long time, especially now that Dreamer Cell, he's got his Skadi, and you can see he's posturing himself to take a lot more aggressive farm now, and potentially even link up and go for ganks.
Yeah, and he's looking at like his overall GPM for the whole game has been 600 so far, so he's got to be looking at like his instantaneous GPM currently is probably around like 800, so you give him 3 minutes to farm, and he's going to start getting close to another item. Which is very worrying if you're
Dire structures are fortified.
Do lose Makoto's courier. DJ's over here playing on the enemy side of the map. Fnatic are still finding some scraps of farm here and there, and making sure that this lead doesn't grow too much as Boom are kind of 5-manning a little bit and taking out some objectives, but they are not in a position to fight, and Kezcute smoked up looking to find some kind of a grab. I don't know if he has eyes on anybody, but he's just about to head up this cliff and spot out Ice. So are they going to go for it? His blink is being cancelled for now. Knocks him back nicely. Can't quite get the lasso off. They force staff him forward. Not going to be forced to use the global to secure that kill. Very nice for Boom, and heck, they could just go high ground if they wanted to. Their Jab's just pinging. He wants some teammates back here to defend.
Cliff was already expended. I thought, well, if they didn't go for that kill, they might have just been able to secure all the outer towers, but why not? You've got this lineup that has the capability of pushing forward. Makoto, he's still got the Aegis for 1:20, and Dreamer Cell, he's not going to die either.
Yep, they're racking 25 minutes in. Alright, zip through from Moon. A little bit of pressure, but what is it really going to do? Makoto's still got this Aegis for another 1:10 seconds, so he really doesn't care. DJ just getting stacked up, Silencer getting bigger and bigger brains. It was a big brain pick. There's some big brain plays happening, and it seems like Boom might just be walking away with this first game here in the lower bracket final.
Yeah, they're making rotations towards the top side. I think they could still just easily take this tier 2 tower bottom just to make sure that you've got a little bit less of that mobility around, you're a little bit more scared about farming your own ancient camp, and time just to secure the bounties for now.
Definitely a good time for them to just hold on to the tri-camp if they want, right? Don't surrender this area. Fnatic are going to try and move out into the Dire jungle and maybe go push at top a little bit. But all it's going to take is another smoke from Boom with another Blink Lasso. They've already got ready to go. As I say that, Kezcute's already on the ball. He's smoked up. But it does seem like they're just going to go for the push at bottom. And like we said before, Fnatic do not have very good building pushers themselves. So we'll see if they can even find any kind of a trade on the map. There's even a Radiant Glyph. So if they wanted to, try and make some kind of a play on mid.
They just gone though. I appreciate the play that they were trying to make their own Boom. They just used the Naga illusions to keep it pushed forward while they stood back in, you know, using the nighttime to their advantage. And if someone did come and defend, they probably would have gone for that pickup.
They've got the Hawk Vision. Here comes the Lasso. Global gonna get popped as well, so no counter initiation. Can't save him. He does get the BKB off, but it's straight into the roar. Beautifully timed from FPT. Jab trying to help out. Moon's gonna go for Hyde first. Wants to bring down the Witch Doctor. He's pretty tanky. Uses his force staff to try and survive. Dreamer Cell's already found his first target. That is the Oracle. 23 Savage popping the BKB. Going for Makoto. The song's gonna get popped, and they bring down Fuzzy Wuzzy. Trouble for Moon now. I think he was trying to TP out. It's being interrupted. He goes for the zip to the side. Instead, they're just gonna go for DJ, netting him down, and here comes the illusion damage.
They call it.
Big trouble. Moon, Fnatic, they've had enough. GG called. 26 minutes in the books here for the first game.
See you later, nerds. See you later, nerds.
Yeah.
See you later, nerds.
sort of backup. No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for Notel as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He said, I just need to get my ulti off. And he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second to BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb is struggling still about 1,000 gold away from BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Blood Seekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlane.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm as ninjas here.
Gotta be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax is going out on his own. He doesn't expect Zame to have this invis rune. And Zame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing without rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
There's no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level the PL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
Notail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the agony. So. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls out as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I've Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the characters, but again, FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from Notail's coming in towards the stride, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in this series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. And X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back here. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. Is he ready to push in? Look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson, will blink dodge it, but another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto F5, there's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything, it isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Armin. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them, knocks the back, but Ana gets focused. Seb, he's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson, blinks in with the cold snap. The PLR is on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top racks. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25.
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-heals, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give an edge to this team fight. The LGD are involved, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't they fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right? It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7, same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon discount Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X Blade Mail Call if he finds it. Especially with his BKB now, there's not that many ways to stop him.
This is all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the spike, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled. But it's
He's in the trees, they're on the high ground, they've got the vision with the Shiva's covered, Ana's on his way over. They've got the snowball down, there's the Catapult. Seb jumps in, he's able to find the call onto Chalice, but Chalice already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb pots the BKB, he'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the Axe. As Jarex as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon Disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom row, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jarex. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's back door. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting, is it enough to hold OG in the game?
You see No Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care, he's gonna throw his life for this. So he needs to just keep these creeps out of the base, to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will, as they get upon him. They find his life. 1 minute now without No Tail and without Seb. Topson, Ana, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split of course up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Ana up in the skies. As this Rax on the top lane will fall, the melee Rax gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into that Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose that top Rax, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Rosh is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to de-ward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roach fake out.
So Ana is on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to get the set. Oh, he's in. The call, the epic, the cannon, and F5 is in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. Chalice is down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis. Somnus looking to get involved. Pods the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. Seb's in trouble. Seb's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. Got the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball. The snowball over to Topson. The self-fuels. FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of No Tail. FY will fall. Arme looking towards No Tail. No Tail pops the hand and God, but No Tail beat it down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the primal split off as Ana. He's been left behind in Topson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jerax coming in, keeping Ana alive. Ana with the doppelganger. The deafening blast comes out onto the 2 of them. Ana trying to go in, looking for the kill. Can he find it in time onto X-Nova? He's on top of him, trying to beat him down. Ana again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base. As X-Nova will survive. Jerax back in, the combo. Meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky. Pops the Shiva's gone. He's on top of Jerax. Jerax is gone. Ana as well. Can he really fight back against the Somnus? And X-Nova is so low. As the buyback for Jerax comes in, he's healing Ana back up. That buyback could set them up for the kill on X-Nova. The cold snap down onto the charge, and they find him. Arme, he's out of mana. He's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded. OG, can they find the ball? They can! OG are still in the game. Arme buys back immediately. But now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without 2 of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god, that buyback from Jerax onto that shrine, being able to save Ana, but Ana also toying with him with that doppel. He sent the illusion, they thought that was the real one. They actually couldn't finish him off, even though they got the thirst vision of him for a second.
With the level 25 talent on the doppelganger, it's really hard to kill.
Seb,
Yeah.
he's looking straight for the play. Can he find Somnus? He's hunting. Somnus, he's there, Seb. He'll see him. Oh! Doesn't get the call though, and now Seb. He'll be ruptured. They're looking at him, but Ana, he's straight in on top of Somnus. Somnus puts the BKB. Ana again with the doppelganger. They see Cataclysm coming out. And Somnus still alive. Ana will be able to force him away. They've got the hex. They've got the control. They're on top of him. Can they kill him in time? They can. Chalice got for 2 minutes. And Seb, he's finding, looking for Arme. Big Daddy No Tail gets the penitence out. Only onto the illusion though. Arme able to waveform up to the high ground. As Arme should be fine here.
Topson's got the ghost wave. He's got Hex
maybe
up soon too.
Oh, the doppelganger Arme's over the trees. Can he hide his way out of this?
No, it's back. Real one.
Goes for the waveform. Seb tries for the call, but he's already out of there. Nice
out.
play from Arme.
And he buys so much time too for his team there. The Brewmaster was dead for 120 seconds, now only 90.
Still a big window for OG. They're only without Jerax for the same amount of time. And that lead the PSG LGD had, it is going down a little bit. Only 4K, 5K at the moment with these last few fights. Obviously the 25 is now coming out on OG. Topson's into the pit.
What a timely DD coming out for him too. I don't think they expected him to be taken out as fast. He's almost able to solo it with the help of these summons. And that's That's the refresher shot.
That could be
No way
bad.
to get this.
That-
No way LGD can
Oh, and the Seb level 25 too. That extra Berserker's Call AoE. It catches people out. They don't expect it.
It does not feel like OG Q-Rex though. At all.
Yeah. The Berserker's Call now is, I mean, the AoE
It's
is
massive.
really massive now when you have that talent.
It's so hard to play against. Can PSG LGD do it? They've got the Basher now for Somnus. For just a 2k lead with those last big comeback plays from OG. Still 30 seconds without Chalice.
Double Hex coming out now. Thompson and these 5-second BKBs. Yeah, I mean, they were crushing with their
FY.
Thompson's being spotted out.
He's got the vision. They're on top of him. Thompson, he's in trouble. The Nullify comes out, but he got the Ghost Walk off as well as the Hex in time. Now, Somnus turns out, the blood runs down. Thompson! He's dead for 100. Has got the buyback available. PSG LGD will certainly look to force it out of them.
FY just what a shadow play. It just, yeah. As soon as they split up, he finds the perfect opportunity there on Thompson.
You got to be careful going out on the map when FY's alive. There's every chance in the world that he's going to be watching you from the trees.
I feel like a lot of it depends on how much Boom felt that that last draft hinged on the silencer last pick, and how much how much importance they place on having to have the Beastmaster. But so far, it seems like they're happy to go down and explore this line again, at least initially, and maybe we'll see. Maybe the significant changes will start coming in once we get to that second phase of picks,
Fnatic's
and Boom have to go for their third hero. Yeah. Okay.
Why change up a winning formula, right? That's one of the big advantages, of course, just having a bit of the luxury of saying, right, we're going to go and pick the exact same things that we did last time around. You need to change up your game. You need to try and outdraft us.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to have confidence in your strategies as well, right? Whichever team you are here, because you need to have that confidence going forward into the grand final. There's a lot of games to be played today for one of these two teams, and you can't be second guessing yourself at every turn when you're playing up against Geek Fam. So Fnatic taking their time for a second now, so I guess considering their options and deciding if the Oracle is really what they want to go for, if they want something that's maybe a little bit stronger in the lane, then they do have to answer the question of like, all right, well then how are we going to deal with the potential for like a core Batrider or something like that? And they come back with a Quap instead, so it's more active, it's more aggressive, but it is a hero that in a desperate situation they could throw into a lane against the Bat if necessary.
I think it's totally fine. You want to get a bit more on the front foot rather than just be constantly counter-picking against a lot of what Boom are trying to do. Now that makes them consider, right, what are we going to do to deal with this quick pain, and where exactly is it going to lane? Whereas an Oracle, you know exactly why it was picked by Fnatic.
Yeah. Keeping the draft a little bit more open-ended here. They might also be trying to float the idea, like, there's still this possibility of, okay, if we need to, Quap can go safe lane, maybe Ursa can go mid, or we can always move the Quap to position 4 if they spend too much time dealing with it. So, I like this. Ember comes out as the ban for Fnatic. Maybe you're just feeling like they're not going to have the requisite lockdown for it this game, especially if they want to keep the options open to push the Quap over into a position 4 role. So just gonna get rid of it instead.
Though that's the key thing here. Yeah, he's one of the best ones. Bowden, you've got Manda, they're free, but we want to reveal another core at this stage of the draft. Concerning, well, the Oracles, they're going to make it tough for Fnatic regardless.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a world where Fnatic get forced into like an Abaddon or something. Not a very popular hero, but it's the kind of hero that just because of the specialized nature of its kit can kind of always sneak into a draft, even if you didn't think it
5
was
seconds remaining.
really much of a possibility. And boom, I think this is where they need to maybe mix things up just a little. They also have to give us some more information here, right, about whether is back going to be played as a core, is this just our support duo again? What are we looking at?
Well, I feel like you pick your one here, right? Like your safe lane carry, because that doesn't reveal all too Batrider. And still pick something that's decent against an Ursa.
Do you feel like there's a one that's good against what's being shown so far? Like, just...
It's hard to say, right? With the potentially like block pick Commander for themselves.
Yeah, I think they could. I don't know what other carry you would be looking at here. If they want the Naga, I think they need to leave it a little later than here. I think it makes it a bit too easy for Fnatic to counterpick if you take it right in this spot. And they're gonna take the Enchantress.
Okay.
Very interesting. Okay, so what are we thinking? I mean, Enchantress is only a support these days, right? So I think this kind of confirms the Batrider as a core.
Could they be holding on to something though? Like, this is the day to reveal all of your cards, essentially.
Maybe.
Right? Like,
5
Ench is a
seconds
weird pick
remaining.
here, right? It's not just me. Like, Quap's got burst. Ursa has a decent amount of attack speed. Sure, you...
plus 400 attack speed against what? Minus 100 at level.
Yeah. So I would say that normally this does not look like that good of an Enchantress pickup, but maybe it's just, hey, we feel like this hero is strong in lanes. We want the ability to, aggro jungle and take some more towers using the creeps. So that's the plan. And maybe Boom are just going to go for like a full Zeus strat and just try and take they've got places to be. They've got a grand finals to play. Let's just take another 20-minute win and go for it. Maybe
it could
that's
be a
the
4 Enchantress, right?
Yeah.
If you're this Ursa, what can you... It's a Batrider Enchantress.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know what pick you could go for Fnatic that would salvage that lane necessarily. And you still have to worry, okay, hey, Boom have the last pick for mid, so they're gonna get a counter pick for mid pretty much no matter what. And Fnatic come back with just a Snapfire, so tanky, good damage as a support, but I don't know if I feel like this is it doesn't look like an answer to me, right? It just looks like, okay, this is a solid hero that Fnatic have had pretty good success with.
Ricky.
And ooh, that is a nice Ricky pick, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think they've got either a 100% or like a 90% win rate with it, well, over 16 to 20 games. It's something that they're really strong. So does reveal most likely what's going to be their safe lane carry, but I think at this stage, when you've got this pretty good matchup, you're not
5
too
seconds
fussed
remaining.
by that.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good. So the only thing Boom may be lacking a little bit is the building damage, the objective taking, but I feel like that is only really relevant if the enemy team has a way to punish you for it, and so far Fnatic don't really have a whole lot of building taking themselves, right? I feel like it really becomes a problem if there's a big discrepancy between the two teams, and Fnatic just gonna go for an Underlord here. Okay.
Things way down.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot of deep push. I guess just kind of hoping to farm up their Ursa a whole bunch. This is a hero that Ice Ice can make a lot of space on, but
5 seconds remaining.
beyond that, not certain. Are we currently thinking? I'm guessing like it's more than likely going to be Quap 4, but they're going to keep their options open, maybe just to kind of at least threaten that the Quap could go mid.
Jungle Ursa, let's go.
he might be.
Awesome.
He's gonna be spending a lot of time there. I'm pretty sure based on these lanes. I I still feel like the Batrider has not been addressed. Like, this is pretty nasty. And their initiation sucks too, on the side of Fnatic, right? You're looking at like Ricky blink smoke screen or Bat blinking in with a lasso versus what? Blink Yules? Snapfire Ags?
Yeah. I mean,
Turn to ban.
you're saying the Quap's more likely to be a 4, right? So they need a mid laner, they need something that has some initiation, can't just be dominated by this Batrider. And so you would think it needs to be a Yule's build. So what really is left in the pool? Spirit potentially, yes. Something that Moon plays a fair amount. It gives them a little bit of pushes.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
potentially put Boom on the clock if they lose a team fight or two.
5 seconds.
What do you think this Dragon Knight ban is about? What are...
Honestly, DK is just one of those heroes that across all 3 teams today, they both pick and ban at a decent amount of time. Probably Boom plays at the least of the 3, so they're just wanting to...
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to read into it about like what Boom were thinking about for their mid lane, but the only thing that DK really feels like a counter to in the mid lane is like Quap. And they already have Quap themselves, so I don't know. Well, Fnatic already have Quap. Silencer ban comes out. I guess just
mid Batrider.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it could be. Right,
5
there is that
seconds.
possibility.
Radiant team pick.
Fnatic Ogre. Okay.
Has to be.
Yeah, I guess so. And then what? Ogre. What is this Ogre pick about? This Ogre does not seem. Maybe Ogre. I think Ogre has to be in the off lane, right? Because I cannot see Ogre Ursa doing anything against Enchantress Batrider, right? That lane seems like a you're gonna get 0 CS kind of lane. And I think they need the ranged hero there. Boom, just gonna go for the TA to round things out, so it gives them some objective taking.
Maybe they were just going for some mind games, realizing that Boom only had about 7 seconds of reserve time left. It's like, let's throw something out of left field and see how they respond.
Right, just force it. There's nothing too crazy about Fnatic's lineup. Again, maybe this little bit of an issue with the lockdown situation.
Hyde's playing his position 4 Witch Doctor again, so
yeah,
I'm not going to be picking it up. I'm liking the set on Hyde, it has to be said, but I'm still waiting for the Southern Gun.
Yeah, that's what we're all waiting for. That's going to be in the...
See you later, nerds.
the surprise
later,
bonus
nerds.
in the collector's cache this year. That's what we're all hoping for. Or maybe it'll be the ultra rare in Immortal 3. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm holding out hope. Ice Frog, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Maybe just me and Kip. It'll be an exclusive set
nice.
for us.
Exclusive. Well, I feel like I just got Boom again here.
Got boomed? He boomed you?
Yeah, he boomed me. I've been... I don't know, Fnatic... Maybe there's...
They're very tanky on Fnatic, it has to be said. Other than the...
Yeah... I feel like this Underlord has to make a lot of space. Like, I feel like his lane actually has to go pretty well here. And I don't know, maybe Moon can pop off on the Quap and just get a bunch of rotations done early and make things happen that way.
Hopefully for them, he's woken up, because I feel like in game 1 he was a bit drowsy, not quite himself. He made a few overextensions perhaps that were very un-Moonlight.
You know, there are these players that need a warm-up game, so we'll just have to see.
Sentry not just yet, so obviously coming up against the TA, you're able to use that meld to put out a lot of the damage coming through Shadow Strike, so he's definitely soon.
So it is just DJ playing the snap, and he is just going to be in the off lane. So I am very curious to see how this... I don't know, maybe maybe Fnatic will be able to like force some kills
Wait for it.
up here
for
at
it.
top
See you
somehow
later, nerds.
with the ignite and just getting an oov but I don't know, it seems so unlikely to me against the sticky, against the even whether it's the Witch Doctor or the Enchantress. I feel like they're both gonna have
See you later,
they would both
nerds.
have a great
See you
time
later,
up here.
nerds.
Yeah, they're really strong laners, and you can be tanky as hell, but Maledict eventually starts ticking for a lot larger.
I really feel like Fnatic need to somehow open up the map, but it's not easy for them. Right? Like they need two different lanes that the Quap can the Quap and the Underlord can just keep pushing to the enemy tier 2s and then kind of escape. And I feel like that's how they then maybe they can buy time for the Ursa and you get this like 4-slotted Ursa and he becomes the strongest hero in the game, and that's how you win this one if you're Fnatic. But I don't feel like it's immediately obvious how you take out these tier 1s to open up that area of the map for the kind of split pushing to happen. Maybe they just have to win their lanes. We'll have to see if the Ogre and the Snapfire come through. They are definitely 10 times stronger as laning heroes than the Oracle and the Bounty Hunter were in the previous game.
Yes, absolutely. Just able to put so much more pressure on, even just through the slow harass and all the tips starting to come out. Guess cute.
Does he even do anything? He wasn't chat wheeling or anything. Makoto started it off and everyone just dogpiled.
Yeah.
15짜리 꾸며고기 15짜리 꾸며고리
We're good. So are we thinking boom again 2-0 or
Yeah,
am I gonna be able to call it?
I'm thinking boom again. I'm thinking we might have a break between this series and the grand finals. I'm not actually sure what the situation is going to be scheduling wise. I imagine that they're just going to be either playing to the, if we're early then we'll probably play to the schedule. If we're behind schedule then they'll probably just give them like 20 minutes or something. But anyway, it's in the future.
Begins.
We're of course all cheering to have as much Dota as possible, but this is, I like Boom's draft.
Yes. It's a good start for Fnatic though. They've been able to snag 3 of the bounties. Some good aggressive positioning. That's one of having this Ogre Magi, of course. Such great regen to start the game, as well as 7 armor. There's gonna take him down.
So Boom are opting to run a little bit of an aggro tri-lane here. I don't know if are they trying to keep the Riki away from the Underlord? Is that a difficult matchup for the Riki? Or
I think it depends
what's this about?
if they run something aggressive into it. I suppose you do. But the Pit of Malice can give you that extra little bit of lockdown that you need to sell. It just makes it fun, and I feel like Riki comes online a lot faster than his other cores, so you want to make sure he's got that good early game.
And Mood is getting, he's copping some side blades here on the mid lane. Makoto really giving him a hard time with this one.
Business.
Yep, and now the denies coming up as well, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. Makoto going pretty deep. Whoa, Fairy Fire getting forced out. Alright, here comes the salve, but that means no opportunity to get any of these CS, and Makoto just going around. He knows that he is crushing his mid lane right now.
Are we going to fight?
Yeah, this is pretty nasty. I kind of want to keep my eyes mid for a little bit more, but we'll quickly check in on the side lanes perhaps. Maybe you can go be the sideline reporter for a second, then we'll keep watching how this mid lane goes.
All right. I think it should be okay now that they moved away from that tri-lane, so probably...
Yeah. Oh, Makoto, the master tier Templar Assassin player is definitely showing up in this situation. Well, I said that maybe the one way that things go well for Fnatic is if Moon pops off, but
See you later.
it ain't looking good so far, folks. This is the Makoto show so far. Cool.
it just keeps going.
All right. So what he missed. Refraction gone. He's so good at like the micro positioning to get the side blades every time. That's your second salve already. Wave getting pushed into the tower. 15-6 against 4-2.
I know it's a little unconventional to do it at this stage, but do you want to just pop it over to the net worth and see where Quaff is?
Yeah. Oh, lordy. Well, that's what happens when you have to buy regen like this.
Good.
Yeah, we'll switch it back for a second. Yeah, Savage getting run out of the lane currently. FBZ gonna take some damage on the way back. How is top lane going? Ice at least has some CS, but he is the one bright spot for the team currently. Moon's getting
See you later,
something now, but level 4 versus level 3. He's about to get his level 4 under the tower. But man, he's just not getting any of this. I think you should get this one. All right, nice. Whip it real good.
What's he got? Is it some regen? Yeah, a mango and a salve, just trying to get experience. I think he's resigned himself to that fact.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can afford to ditch the lane. Even for a second. Mikoto just... Oh my god, this is... Oh, and the side blades as well. Oh, is he dead? Alright, Jabs is being called in. Like, please. Secure the rune. Don't let him get a regen or whatever. Moon salve number 3 coming in. Bottle is just a distant dream currently. He's so good at just using like the one creep to... Oh wait, okay, is DJ getting a kill here? Hyde got blocked in a little bit. Savage is dead under the tower. At least Hyde's gonna go down. DJ picking that up, so... 1-for-1 kill trade across the map.
I'm really liking that timing from Boom, right? He's like, well, you're getting bodied in mid lane and forcing your support out. Batrider against Ursa, see you later.
Yeah, and enjoy, friends. Oh! Oh, he did it! He's going Mikoto with the side blades. Oh,
knows.
Oh my! He absolutely knows, right? He's just like. Well, and Savage getting run at again. 3 stacks. Ogre coming down here now. All right, so Jab's looking to help out. DJ kind of getting going on a little bit. Kez cute, just grabbing a couple of jungle creeps, so they can't really pressure Ice too much up here. He's at least getting some farm, but I don't know. The problem is that what is the Underlord gonna do? He's not gonna rotate and make plays and fix any of these other lanes, right? He's just gonna be Underlord and defend towers. So I don't see where the game really starts changing for Fnatic.
Just acting as that deep push right now. I think the one redeeming factor now is that they were able to get at least that sentry ward down, so be able to just meld dodge. Not that he's even needed to.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have it yet. What's happening? All right, the cavalry's getting called in. Jabs and DJ are on the way. Mikoto, are you really gonna? Okay, he's backing up.
See you later, nerds.
He knows that they're here, so
yeah. They nearly got the instant D-ward off on that Observer Ward placed by Jabs as he rotated through, but he was smart enough to actually just deny his own Observer Ward to stop the gold and experience going on high.
Okay, well, still 41-12 against 13-5, and Mikoto just takes a little second to go farm a camp while the supports are looking at mid, and now he's straight back to side-blading Moon in the face, who is just going to blink away. Hyde coming over. Quickly capping the outpost.
Get this Observer Ward.
Oh man, these D wards are so brutal. These are like, what, 2 full duration wards? So now there's just 0 vision on the map for Fnatic whatsoever. And what's Moon doing? Well, he got forced back again. Still does not have bottle. 6.5 minutes into the game. He's just blinking his way back to the well. Mikoto's taking the mid-tier 1 tower.
Oh man, I mean the strength of having these comfort heroes, right? Master tier TA, like you mentioned, not too much against that, and he planned it perfect, realizing that I don't think a ton of people understand quite how the side blades work, right? It's where you're standing when it hits, not when you use it. So you can actually, you know, throw your attack out and then move to make sure that the side blade splat.
Yeah, the micro spacing that he was showing on this mid lane was just insane. Just continuing to jungle up over on the Dire side, so the Enchantress can get some pretty good farm that way. Boom definitely with the lead currently. 23 Savage now swapping over to top lane. But Dream is Soul, I think, looking to pressure, and Hyde's already up here. So they're not going to let 23 Savage just do whatever he wants, and they know that he doesn't have a TP, so they're just going to go on him. He does have the Enrage and some stick charges to survive a little bit longer, but they're not going to let him farm up here. Ogre runs up, but what is he really going to accomplish? Okay.
Person getting any form of farm is Ice right now, and he's still not in a position to take these team fights 750 away from the mech. The Arcane Room, which is going to be pretty damn handy for himself, his Firestorms.
Yeah, so are they just hoping to park the Underlord mid now and then maybe free up Moon to like go and jungle a little bit with these 3-point Scream of Pain? Or Ice is getting, you know, shoved away from top. They're giving that over to 23 Savage, but and they are giving good farm to DJ. Maybe that's the one bright spot a little bit here for Fnatic.
When he walked back into the lane with full HP, took 2 side blades, and he was on like 1/3.
Kodo almost clearing this tower up for free. KezQ was even looking for a little bit of a wraparound. Well, Ice with the Arcane Rune is turning out to be the savior of the day here on mid, but not what you want to be doing, investing this many resources against the TA, who is 74-17 against the 34-6.
74-17, also has a triple stack of Ancients.
Yeah. Is DJ dead?
Top.
Oh, tricks of the trade, Moon trying to soak it, Dream Cell with another blink, is going to go for it, and now he's under the tower and out of sight. Looks like he should be okay. FPZ's even thinking about just going for this. Damage onto Ice, TP getting forced out from jabs, needs to get out of the Firefly. Is he going to snipe this courier on the way out as well? Dream Cell's like, sure. Yep.
Courier has been killed.
Everything's going Boom's way, man.
Yeah.
Tower is under attack.
Can we please get some, you know what's cooking, Boom chat wheels? That's my kingdom for some Boom chat wheels right now. TA is enormous. Oh my god.
He realizes how tanky he is. I mean, Jabsy's gonna come over and fire blast him just to make sure that they get some form of experience, and be all of it. Hyde disrupts it, but he's gonna pay with his life.
Yeah, FPZ's here to help, so looks like he's gonna be alright. There's a double damage in the river, so
fine for Dream Cell to pick it up. It doesn't all have to go to the TA.
Yeah, well, I mean, Makoto's gonna have like a 12-minute deso or something. Oh no, there's an ancient stack. Hold that thought. It might even be a little faster than that. So, ooh, they want Moon to mid. He does already have the point in the smoke screen, so able to keep him locked down. Moon gonna try and run out of it, but he's just taking so much damage. Gets brought down, and he is having an absolutely miserable game. Well, do they have Makoto dead? He just TP'd. That was it.
See you later, boys.
And here comes the turnaround. Trouble for DJ, because Kudos are running forward. Big slow, big damage. One touch from Dream Cell. DD is cleaning house. And Boom are completely running away with this game. I don't know. Ice is trying to do Underlord things and just run at waves and TP out, but what's it gonna matter, really?
He's doing everything that he can. He's creating some space for
Is he
Savage.
gonna bounce back to Savage? He's got the Enrage. Dream Cell's chasing. Alright. Well, TP out. It's gonna be successful, but
He'll pop.
no way in the fountain. Yeah. It's only it's 3 points maledict.
I think the Enrage soaked up 2 of the ticks, so
Yeah. Well, Mortimer's Kiss is on cooldown for 50 seconds. Moon just desperately trying to grab a little bit of farm up top. But TA just about to grab this Deso in a second. Well, Fnatic, if they're going to come back in this game, it is going to be a very long road. Though, you look at this, the win probability has been favoring Fnatic this entire time, which is ridiculous to me. But we'll see what happens as those metrics start to shift. FBZ has gone a little greedy, has just opted for the BOTs first, but he's also having a pretty good game.
maybe when this Deso actually gets delivered, be like, oh right, this is what he's been buying.
Yeah. Because I guess they've got like a Sonic Wave that they can use, and they are about to take this bottom tier 1, which is certainly good news for Fnatic. And the Underlord should be able to continue slowing down the pace of this game
Radiant's bottom
for
tower
quite a
is
while.
under
But
attack.
I don't know. I don't know how they deal with the Riki and the everybody jumping on their faces and no save and they just die. Like whoever gets smokescreen just dies. Whoever gets lassoed just dies. So long as Makoto is careful with his positioning and just make sure to play for the Blink BKB, I don't know if this TA is ever going to die this game. So
I mean, it enables Dreamersoul to farm this aggressively, right? 10 now. It's, well, anything into his talents just yet, not wanting the 20 attack speed, but with that, he's got his Diffusal Blade coming out to him as well, so he's going to start becoming...
yeah, he is
13 minutes.
He is going to be an absolute terror. At least Fnatic, you know, they got some dust picked up around the
Just
place.
roshing, man.
Alright. Why not?
What can you do?
Not a whole lot with the state that the game is in right now, so... There you go. Oh, Ice is running over. Wants to do something about it. Jabs is also coming. They've got this Dark Troll Summoner ready.
Found him.
It's not dead just yet. Makoto actually dropping a little low here. This is trouble. Here comes the Melt. Sonic Wave not into the pit. Actually, they pick up the Aegis. Wait, he just lasso and TP out. FBZ's fine. Jabs comes in to try and do something to the Templar Assassin. Gets hit by a Melt Strike to the face. Down he goes. They lost Ice on the back lines. Oh, Lord.
I suppose not really understanding maybe quite how low Makoto was, but if that Sonic Wave went into the pit, I think they probably gotten the kill onto the TA
and the
got
Roche.
The Roche kill and got the Aegis. So just little things like that maybe turn things back around in their favor. Dota Plus has finally realized, oh wait, they've actually got some item timing.
Yeah. And now a 6k lead in Boom's favor. And they even managed to keep that Aegis intact as they now just go for an immediate smoke, looking to make a play, keep the pressure up with their diffusal. No reason not to.
Yeah.
Oh, Moon, are you just going to be dead again here? They haven't spotted him just yet. They see Jabs. Team going to take the high ground. All right, now they see him. And, well, jump in. Can they keep him locked down in position? Knock him back into the smoke screen. Very nicely done. Jab's going to try for the TP out. It's not fast enough. And they're going to come in and swipe those bounties as well. Ice trying to go and grab the top ones, but FPZ is already on the case. And Hyde also TPing up here.
He's got his last
Ice was under a ward a little earlier. He might just be dead.
So travel and the Faded Brooch and the Windlace means that without the Firefly already moving at about 445, I think that goes up to around 500 pops.
And Ice just has no choice but to do this, right? He has to just pop the Dark Rift and push the wave out. 23 Savage, they are not going to let him just sit and farm. He is making good progress towards the Battle Fury, but even that is not going to be an item that massively turns this game, necessarily. It's going to take a little while for him to farm up after that to really be all that scary. You get this stack. Oh, Jabs aggroed it for a second, so not going to happen.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I know it's not a common thing to do when you're not coming up against something like a Phoenix or a Con, but...
Yep, Koda getting going on. Is going to lose the Aegis shortly here, it looks like. All right. It's life number one. Team's coming over to help for life number two. FPZ already in position just to protect. Makoto getting going on. Mortimer's Kiss is raining down. FPZ still has the last one, not using it just yet. They're going to wait out this Enrage, it looks like. 23 Savage now the target with the Death Ward as well. Walking straight into the smoke screen behind. Jab's already losing a lot of life. This Riki illusion giving them all the vision that they need to maybe continue this dive. A little low, but alright, here comes Dreamcell. Cleans up one. Moon gonna go for the blink away. Makoto does have his blink available, but also doesn't want to get hit by the Pit of Malice underneath the tier 2 tower, so gonna play it safe.
The Bloodlusted Tower did more damage than anyone on Fnatic that fight. You know, it was the only thing really holding back the all-out onslaught, and even without using the lasso, able to take down the Ursa as well. Tank over Magi.
Oh, SSI's running in. Makoto able to just get the blink away. Couldn't get to those refraction charges fast enough.
Oh, Moon's gonna die in base, I think.
Oh, he's getting the tips. He's getting the business this game. Oh, they're gonna go in. Cast bouncing. Jabs, I think, just gonna tank the gank a little bit. Trying to group them up here on the choke point, but they just drop down the smoke screen and walk away. Makoto in a little bit of danger. They do have a dust on him, so he can't just meld up. Looks like he's gonna be brought down. Nicely done by Savage, but Boom still looking for this turnaround. Dreamicell, the big damage dealer, and godlike streak for him. Make it beyond godlike, perhaps. No, it's a triple kill for Hyde instead. They lose the big TA, but Boom still have plenty of strength beyond that.
That's so crazy. At the end of the day, the TA only had 1 kill before that, so Fnatic don't even get a kill streak going in their favor.
Yep. Yep. There's some Dota going on here, but it feels like it's mostly Dota being played by Boom, and Fnatic, well, they're trying. They're working towards the Ags on the Snapfire. Ursa's got his Battle Fury, but just where is he going to have room to farm, right? They've lost all their tier 1 towers. Dreamicell is just charging around everywhere, finding kills as he stalks his prey on the mid lane.
So Boom's playing Dota. What Fnatic playing?
I don't know.
Some Pendragon Dota? Is that what it is?
Maybe they've been playing too much of Valorant. Maybe
possible.
Okay. No, I don't even want to take away from Fnatic. I just feel like Boom have played this game so well so far. Like, and this whole series, drafting really on point, play really on point. Fnatic just it seemed like they came in with a particular plan against Boom, and Boom have already moved one step beyond that. Oh, trouble from mid. Essence Ring is going to help him out a little bit. FPZ still chasing. Not this same story again.
He'll be fine.
All right, he'll be okay this time.
Got the mech this time around.
He's living.
I don't think Boom even care about maintaining this outpost on their side of the map. They're like, all right, well, we're just going to go ahead and take towers. Why not? We've got the ability to push. We've got this early Desolator, and then if anyone moves out of position, we've got this aggressive vision that means that the TA is just going to jump.
I really don't think you can afford to have the worst lanes as the first pick team. Right? Like, because you need to have better side lanes as the first pick team because you're never going to have the better mid lane. Right? So the fact that they've just like jabs didn't even need to interrupt that TP. Death is a perfectly good interrupt.
Oh, and the chat wheels as well. Kezcute, it's just not fair, he says to the rest of Fnatic. 12k net worth lead at the 20-minute mark.
Is he just saying hello to Ice, who is taking a lot of damage before he TP's out, but will not be brought down. All right, what's the next item timing for Fnatic? Underlord is going. I mean, this is the problem with Underlord as a hero. You don't buy items that do things. Right? You just buy like tanky items and you keep walking down lanes, and that's kind of it. He had an Atos queued up for a little bit there. They're gonna drag Moon into the waiting arms of Dreamicell, who's got more than enough damage, beyond godlike streak for him. I feel like we understated it when we said this is looking like a good Ricky game. A little bit of a catch out, Makoto getting gone on. They're not interrupting his blink though. They're just gonna go for Hyde instead, who will get cleaned up, but Ice already half HP. They're gonna cookie him back to the team. Jabs waiting here on the front lines, ready with a fire blast in case Makoto tries to go deep, but he's got a refraction and he's got the BKB now delivered. So it might actually be Fnatic who needs to be careful.
BKB, Blink, Deso at the 21-minute mark. Way too much to deal with right now. I guess with the Underlord, what you were saying before, it's like he is kind of like a support even in the offlane, not necessarily in the form of his farm, but just what he does, right? He enables the cores to be able to do something, but the way that this mid-game went for especially just not looking very good at all. He's going for these smaller items just to be able to try and survive and make some kind of impact, but about an Urn of Shadows, they've only got 3 kills up to this point.
Yeah, and the Underlord is never going to make flashy plays either, right? Like, I get it from the perspective of like, okay, it's an annoying hero and Ice is really good at making space, but that only matters, like you're saying, if you're enabling somebody else to do something. And right now, the 2 big cores on Fnatic are just not in a position to make things happen. The Ursa is farming well. He does have 11.1k net worth. And I'll put the .1 in there as well, just to make it seem like things are going a little better, but they are still just so far behind currently.
Yeah, and even, with this map domination, you've got someone like FBZ who's just farming up in the Tricamp area. Again, they lock out with another double damage coming through. Koda's going to pick it up this time in his bottle.
Oh my god, and he's got Imp Claw as well. Oh lordy. You just wait for it. FBZ, alright, who are they going for? Jabs, is he going to try and sacrifice himself? 23 Savage just going to go for the enrage. Oh, they got him! I mean, it's not going to last very long, but he's still going to be dead. Mikoto, well, say goodbye to both of your lives on Fnatic, and now Boom can just converge mid. They are running straight into like a heavily warded area on Fnatic, so this is not a safe place to be, really. And here come the Divide pings are from DJ, but it has not been very Divide Dota for Fnatic.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, even the staff of wizardry being destroyed on the courier for Moon, so his timing's going to be delayed even further. He was getting so close to that Yule Scepter just to be able to provide that little bit of extra survive. He's got the Essence Ring too, which is nice, but it just feels like this Ricky's going to be able to pop him every single team fight.
TP's down, Ice on the case once again, looking to spam things out, but not really able to provide that much of a catch. DJ still working his way towards the Ag Scepter, and maybe once they've got that with the Gobble Up, they have a little bit more initiation that they can make use of. But
it's wishful thinking, it's got to say. I mean, Roche is up in 10 seconds as well, so you would think that maybe Boom are going for that timing. I guess probably hoping for a pickoff before they went for it. They might have been a little bit spooked about how the first one went.
So, okay, how much of Boom crushing this early game like this is draft, and how much of it is play?
I mean, TA is always a little bit favored over the Quap, just because you're forcing him to use some sort of net worth, or at least the supports, to get that detection that you need to try and harass out with the Shadow Strike. He didn't even need to. That's how dominant Mikoto was in the early game there. So right. I don't think that could be put down 100% to the draft. It's just giving one of your best players their comfort heroes, and has to be said, the side lane's not going fantastically either. Jab's dying 7 times as Ogre Magi. So definitely not the sort of impact that you want from one of these durable supports. So I think the draft we were thinking was a bit more favorable for Boom, but it's a combination of both. Execution as well has brought them to this dominant of a...
This Ricky has just popped off this game. It has turned out to be a very, very good Ricky game. Maybe if there was a little bit more catch, he could get a little bit more punished. Boom looking for a smoke, hoping for a jump. This is a dangerous place to be fighting. Fnatic with a good choke point here that they can play around, but there is a ward up on the high ground now. They're going to go for the jump onto the Underworld first. Can they pop him? Silence onto the Ursa. Jabs. They have split up a little bit on the side of Boom. Mikoto doesn't currently have a target, so they are looking at Dreamacell in the backlines. He's got to blink back to his team. Hyde waiting there with the heals, and even with not the best initiation from Boom, and not maybe the best target selection, they're still cleaning up this fight, no problem. Ogre running forward. FBZ still diving a little deeper, looking for 23 Savage. They find one more outside of the base. That's Moon dead. And they don't even need to execute very well at this point with a 17k lead to just walk all over Fnatic.
0, 6, and 0 from Moon is not something that he would be happy about by any stretch of the imagination. They're able to force out the Glyph. Maybe that'll give them time to say, well, we can pick up some of these bounty runes, we can go take the Roshan, we've got the cheese as well this time around. And, I mean, I think once Dreamacell picks up his BKB, if the game goes that long, that'll be the real time where it's just going to be too much for Fnatic to deal with.
At this point, it does feel like Boom could just kind of grind out the map to a 40k lead if they wanted to, and like just end the game that way. Fnatic smoking up. Dreamacell, I think, is going to break the smoke, but he leaves the illusion here as well, so they're going to waste a couple of spells on that. Dire scanning. Boom in a good position to protect the Roche. They're just going to let Mikoto go to work over in the pit while everybody else is kind of covering all these angles.
He wishes he has 5 more XP for that the armor reduction, but you should get it from this Roche kill, and thankfully enough, 23 Savage, he's going to be able to pick up the double damage rune. quite the legs to hop up onto the high ground though with his Earthshock.
So what's he going for? He's just going BKB.
I think he, like obviously Boom are going to press their advantage right now, so he just needs to give them any form of team fight potential.
Yeah, and he needs the BKB to get the ultimate off, right, against the smoke screen. Says hi to Dreamcell, does some decent damage there. The rest of Boom is moving into position. Makoto a little bit light in the mana department, but he does have a couple of mangoes coming in a second. Don't believe they have a mango tree currently. I haven't even checked neutral items at all this game. I don't even... Well, we got an Essence Ring currently. But the Imp Claw for the TA, very nice. The Vambrace for the Ricky, very nice. And now we've got ourselves some tier 3 items coming out, though it might only be Boom getting tier 3 items for a little bit here.
I think at this stage of the game, though, you do really need to go for these aggressive plays. Like, you're 20k down. They know how far behind they are, so you need to try and give yourself any sort of small advantage to try and get back into this game, and that's what Savage is going for.
Yeah, they're not going to farm their way back into this game, for sure. Oh, lasso already. Dragon Ice 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 all the way back into the waiting damage. It's just too much. It's getting cleaned. And now with the Underlord dead, nothing to really defend these objectives.
There we go. He's got his BKB.
Well, the Bloodlusted Tower is useful, but it's still getting cleaned up.
It's going to be so hard for Savage.
And say goodbye to Jabs. 2 hits. He's gone. Here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. They've already found out DJ. Dreamcell just going to hop backwards into the smoke screen. Buyback coming in. Boom. Continuing to reevaluate. Dreamcell still has the cheese. Trouble for Moon. Going to heal himself for a second. But it's straight down into the smoke screen. Straight into his death. Still beyond godlike for Dreamcell. Savage popping all of his cooldowns. Looking for Makoto. But he gets cleaned up. And he's still living. Yeah, Ursa down for 60 seconds and took them a minute or two longer in game number 2, but what a show of force for Boom.
Yeah, what a show of force. Even Kezcute, he's got a Hurricane Pike on him, so as soon as that Ursa ran in, trying to make the biggest impact with his BKB coming through, he just uses the 4-star back on him, pushes it back towards his fountain, and really nothing happens.
Well, Fnatic still holding. I guess worth it to play this one out until the very end, but just not sure where any kind of turnaround potential is really going to come from. Boom still hanging around. Makoto swapping items out just to get some mana back as Dreamcell completely holding in the bottom wave. There's no pressure. Yep. Well, Ice just walking forward. All right, Moon jumping in, bit of damage onto FBZ, forced to have himself back. Ice cookied in as this paralyzing cast bouncing around everywhere. Actually gets a decent lockdown, but Boom just playing the objective. Makoto going for that for now. I have to give Boom some props for not getting ahead of themselves, just grinding out this win. They've got their sights set on the grand finals. Ranger Savage going forward onto Makoto. Decent chain stun. BKB getting popped. Still has the enraged himself. Going to keep on fighting. They're waiting for Makoto to come back with life number 2. Ice already dead. No buyback available for him. Makoto needs to be careful, but he does have the refraction now. DJ trying to clean it up, but he's got the BKB running. So Boom just going to keep on chasing forward. DJ next to die. Moon with the Sonic Wave looking for something. Can he even get Hyde? At least he can manage that kill. Buyback. 23 Savage TPing into the backlines does bring down Makoto. Pretty nice for him. 500 gold. And Boom just going to have to reset perhaps. Dreamcell thinking about going back in. Can actually clean up this kill on 23 Savage. He's got the enrage. Jumping forward onto FBZ. Does just barely manage to force staff himself outside of the base. Dreamcell is being dusted up, but he's still got the Manta. Going to turn around and actually just look for the kill instead. Goes down the smoke screen now. Still waiting. Checking out the inventories. Moon comes over, gets the scream off. So Dreamcell just going to jump back to his team. And they will take their leave for now, but Fnatic's base in tatters.
Yeah. At the cost of Ameliarax, and I think there's 2 or 3 buybacks coming through as well. I was thinking maybe DJ should have gone for that desperate play and even sold his Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring just so you could try and get that initiation with the Axe Scepter. He was about 600 away and wasn't in any sort of position to use the Scatter Blast to try and pick up some last hits.
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't really feel like it matters how well Fnatic play The fight's right. Well, the last are coming in.
See you, Quam.
Dream Cell. Dead.
Gotcha.
85 seconds on the sidelines.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for their TA to respawn so she can TP out to this mid tier 1 tower that's still alive and just come walking into the Dire base. Dream Cell's still just fighting ice. Trickie's gonna get him outside of the smoke screen. He's not presenting his back, so Dream Cell's damage getting reduced a little bit, but it's still enough. 23 Savage running forward. And where is Makoto's just heading top.
See you later, nerds.
This is some objective-based gaming from Makoto.
Wait for it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Where are you going?
Savage taking whatever farm he can find. That's the first neutral creep he's seen for like 8 minutes probably. But Cell jumping in, jabs the next target. Once again, gonna turn around and try and fight the Riki just to live a little bit longer, but he gets cleaned up. And finally, GG gets called out from Fnatic. That is the end of their run here in the BTS Pro Series for SEA. And we have our grand final sorted. It's Boom versus Bullshit.
It is Boom versus Geek Fam when Fnatic won their series the other day against who did they knock?